Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. So I've got a folio for you that I put together using the antique ledger papers. I did make this to go out as a freebie shortly after I made the ledger kit, which is a freebie over on my Ko-fi, but I never got round to it. Life has been not easy in my household, so yes, it's kind of went by the by, but I'm clearing up and I found it and I thought, oh, I need to do a video. This will be good. So I have put on the other side the fly sheet from the journal. It's a different colour than the actual fly sheet because I colorized these a little bit, so I thought that went quite well on the inside of that. And then I've got a grungy kit, and this is one of the light pages of the grungy kit, which I thought would go nice on the inside of these, but we'll see when we cut them out. So I'm going to go to my scan and cut. They've got nice thick lines, so they should cut out really well, and then we'll come back and we'll put it together. I haven't done a prototype, so I don't know if it will go together nicely, so if it doesn't, you won't see this. Okay, so give me 2 tips. So they're all cut out and I've inked and scored and folded these. I haven't done that one, so I can show you what I did, but it's the same principle as I did in the other Friday Freebie Folio I did. This is what's left over. This one, it slipped, so that's not much good for a tag, but I could probably use some of that for an element, and these are all the scraps that are left over, which I may utilize. So I've left this one because I've got to cut that out. Now the scan and cut doesn't cut out what I call landlocked area, so I just thought we'd have a little play and a see about how to sort that out. So I'm going to bring in the chopping board, and what I'm going to do is take a little craft knife and my ruler, and I'm just gonna go end to end through there, and gonna go across there, and I might go diagonal. You're now not happy. There you go. That better? Yeah. So I filmed the intro to this at the same time as I filmed the intro to the other folio video that I released a few weeks ago, because I was going down to my scan and cut, and I thought I'd do them all at the same time, and then it's just sat there because life, I think I mentioned in the intro that life's been sad, difficult, anyway. So yeah, so it got worse. So it's the first time I've crafted. Well, I crafted yesterday actually, and filmed a little beginning of a video yesterday, but I needed some quick ones, and the one I started yesterday isn't particularly quick. So I've got room now to just go in and cut round. There may be easier ways of doing this, but this is how I'm doing it. Yeah, so I just thought, oh, I'll do this because this will be quite quick, and I can get this up because it's Thursday today. I can get this up tomorrow, I thought. I did have something scheduled. I've got a few videos that are scheduled, but I was running out. I like to be a couple of weeks ahead. I'm not, well, sometimes I fly by the seat of my pants, but a lot of times I like to know that if something happens, then or if I'm going away, that they're all sorted. So, and you know, that was useful because something did happen. So some of you may know, because the lovely Rach from Rachel Bella Crafts and the lovely Angela Kerr did share something in their Facebook groups, and I know that some people that do watch me have been absolutely wonderful and sent me some lovely messages of support and sponsorship, because I'm doing a 5k, an inflatable 5k, which I didn't know what one of those was, but it's running a course. Right, that's, I'm going to go over that in with a nail file to make it, I've got a thinner nail file, to make it a little easier to manage. Thought I had a thinner nail file. You did put a little one in there, Jez, somewhere. Well, I can't find it, so we'll do this one. Yeah, so it's around York Racecourse, and there are inflatable obstacles. So the course is 5k, 3 miles, and yeah, there's these little, well, I don't know, they're probably big inflatable obstacles that you got to go over. So me and my 2 boys are doing that to raise money for Bowel Cancer UK, and I set up a Just Giving page just a couple of days ago, and I was like, I was going to set the target at like £150. I thought, I'm sure I could raise £150. And then I thought, oh, James and Liam are going to be sharing amongst their friends and that, so maybe we could do 150 each. So then I decided, oh well, let's round it up to 500. So I rounded it up to 500, and just before I started filming, it was on £1,200. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it, how wonderful people have been, and it's, I mean, raising the money for more research so other people aren't facing, you know, terminal diagnosis is you know, is wonderful. But also some people have just left me a message, and that's wonderful too. I went out last night on one of our training runs. We usually run twice a week, although recently we've managed twice a week. Normally do 3 times a week. Recently we've done twice a week, and we missed virtually a whole week of running in the last week. And so went out last night, and yeah, and it was just lovely. I was just going around and thinking, gosh, how generous and wonderful are people. And it really gave me a boost, to the point that it's a long time since I've done a full 30-minute run, because I get bored. And so I quite liked going back a few weeks in the Couch to 5k program, and I quite like the one where you run for 5 minutes, walk for 3 minutes, run for 8 minutes, walk for 3 minutes, run for 5 minutes. I quite like that. That's quite a nice way of doing it. But when it got to the now you can walk for 3 minutes bit, I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to carry on running and see how far I get. Well, I got 30 minutes. So I was quite pleased. Now, when I say run, I can walk faster than I run. So yeah, it's not very fast. And I've told my boys, who, like James did a 5k in 27 minutes last night, but I've told them, you know, you're not speeding ahead of me. We're doing this together, and we've got obstacles, and you know, we'll take as long as we do. It's not a race. It's about doing something fun together, make your dad laugh, and raising some money. So that's what we're doing. So what I do is I take, so I did this and all the others, I take my ruler and go on the line, and then with a bone folder I just fold it up against the ruler, and that makes a crease. I find that easier than using a scoreboard. So yeah, we're having fun, and we're just making the most of our time together. We don't know if that's going to be months or years, but whatever it is, we're going to enjoy it all. No doom and gloom going on in our house. And yeah, it's been marvellous. And James, who was due to move out at the beginning of this year, said straight away, as soon as we got the diagnosis, he said, I'm not going anywhere. So he's sticking around for however long it is, and which is marvellous because he's such a help. We do the shopping together, we do the cooking together, he does the hoovering, and yeah, we keep on top of things as much as we can. So it's great. So there we are. And crafting is really helps me to, you know, focus, and you know, it's my therapy. So there we go. So this is, so on the kit you've got a little picture there like that and a little picture there like that. So that's what it's looking like, all folded up. And then you open up and you've got that. So, and what I did for this bit, you might find when you cut it out, you might do some extra little trimmings to get it in. And I actually did 2 tiny little score lines there so that it comes out a little bit to hold that in. I probably needed it. So what are we doing? We're putting that in the centre there. So let me just check. Yeah, I might have to do some little, that. Gonna have to come in a little bit on the side there, Jez. I might just take a bit off the top. It's probably the easiest way of that. It's slightly too long on the top. So this is the fiddle faddling that you might have to do when you've done it, because just to make it fit. So I'm just interested in the uppy downy here. So if that's stuck in like that, so now that fits, but we're a bit wide here like that. Now something that I could do, which actually I think I will, is I might just put an extra score line down here, because then it will fold over it. So I'm gonna put it on there just a little way, like there's this boulder line. So I've got a line here. I'm going to stick that. I'm going to put it straight, Jez. Be quite a good idea if you went straight. So put it down there. So now I can follow that line there, and I'm going to put a second score line so it will come up. So let's fold you out. Like so. Give you a little inky. So now we can go in there, and that is a bit easier. We'll do the same on the other side. So you might want to do what I didn't do, and that is maybe before you do the score lines, maybe sort of do it together, so that you start putting it together and do the score lines at the same time. That might be helpful. There we go. You might choose to just fold that in a little bit extra. That's the 2 ways you can do it. You can either fold that back out a bit, or fold this one a little bit more in a bit. But there we go. So that will now fold over like that, fold up like that. That somehow. And that fold down. Yeah, that'll work. that will work. That'll work, Jez. That's what I just said. But you could. Let's just do it. You could come in here a little bit more, which is the other way of doing it. Let's put those on a straight line. So that's where it is now. Let's come over a tad. So it's slightly thinner, like that. So what else is happening? So I've started a new design team project for H and Bella Crafts. I've still got the altered book to finish, but there's not a lot left in that. I might do one more video on some of the process, and then it'll be a flip through. I've got a flip through of my purse journal coming. I think that's going to come on Sunday instead of my usual haul video. I think that's what I decided. And then I've got another haul to do, because what do you do when, so I say the crafting is my therapy, but also I have a bit of retail therapy, so I did a little bit of retail therapy online and in person, and yeah, I got some good bits to show you. So I'll have a haul video for not Sunday coming, but the one after, I think. So there we are. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna cut that a bit better, because I know I'll do it with my 2-inch one, so it's a shallow. Just because I just didn't think it looked neat. There we go. I do. And I've been working on a kit. So I brought a kit out in August, which using old documents, and thank you to everybody who has bought that, signed up to my monthly subscriber to get the freebie, and people who just bought me a coffee and, you know, just gave me a little bit of money for the freebies. It's just wonderful. But yes, so I'm just going to put glue on these flaps to glue down. So I'm working on a new kit, and it was supposed to launch at the beginning of September, but really we've been sort of in shock really for a week, so that sort of thing has not happened. But before I stopped, I had done all the journaling pages and some background pages, and I had got some vintage pieces of ephemera done for little elements, and I did actually last night make a few tags and envelopes with the papers, you know, to go with it. So I've just got a few more of those things, sort out freebie, subscriber freebie, and put the kit together. So hopefully in the next week that should be ready to launch. So we've got that pocket in there. So we've got this triple trifold thing. I trimmed a bit off there so that it worked. So I'm thinking you can go in there, can't you? Yeah, you can fit in there. I might put something else in there that looks pretty. So then we've got these side pockets in there, and then we've got this pocket down here. So looking at that, that looks to be a good size to go on there, so we'll just stick that down. Yeah, so the kit should be coming out. I know there's an awful lot of autumn kits and that coming out. I decided to not go with seasonal because I don't know how long it's going to take me to do things, and the season might have passed by the time I finished. So it is themed in a theme that I wanted to make, and that's what I've decided to do, is what journal do I want to make? Let's make a kit in that theme. So that's what I decided. Right, I can stick that in there. Yep. And then how are these? Are these the right size, or are they a tad too big? I think they are just a little tad too long, so we're going to just take them in the side a little bit, just a little bit, to make them a little bit smaller. Just a smidge. Yeah, so I've enjoyed making it. I showed my son yesterday. It's got quite a good eye for what's aesthetically pleasing, and yeah, he approved. So there we go, James' seal of approval. I'm quite happy with that. Right, so that's going up there. Yes, cooking on gas. That will do nicely. And I think these two will go in those either sides. So I didn't need to worry about the one that's that got ruined, which is good. We have been doing major decluttering in the house as well, because Ed's a bit of a neat freak. I'm a bit of a hoarder, and yeah, the two don't necessarily go together that well. So James and I, all week, we have been to, well, not all week, but like over the weekend and that, and the bank holiday weekend, we have in total been to the tip 4 times. 4? That's an awful lot of stuff. I mean, carload fulls. That's an awful lot of stuff gotten rid of. We've got a load of stuff to go to the charity shop. We've got some stuff to go to other, so we've got different charities that collect different things that we're giving to, and then there's things that actually I want to keep, but I don't need to see them every day, so they're in the loft. They're going in the loft, and they've got a pile of stuff ready to go in the loft. The boys have been brilliant with going in the loft, putting things up there for me. So we've got another, they did some on Sunday, we've got another pile to go up, and we now have, so we have 2 spare rooms, and James is currently occupying one, and all his belongings was occupying the other, and I wanted him to have a nice sort of his own little sort of sitting room. So that is now all sorted. We've got other ideas, and I thought I might get rid of the spare bed that's in the back room, and buy a nice sofa bed. So these actually got somewhere nice to sit on and relax, and it looks like a sitting room, but it will turn into a bed for when we have guests. So that'll be nice. And we had used Ed's man cave as the sort of overspill for stuff whilst we were sorting, and that is now back to being his man cave. So he's very grateful for that. So he's got somewhere nice to sit and relax. So there we go. We won't put those too much on an angle actually, Jez. There we go. That goes up there like that, and that comes down there like that. And actually, now that it's full like that, this probably needs to be, could have another little crease to go around it all. So I'm gonna do it a little bit of a different way. Where's my stylus? There you are. I'm gonna score it. My stylus to then fold, so it gets a nice fold and not a rubbish fold. So we've got a nice crease. Yeah, so maybe do that crease after, and now that comes over there nicely. Yep. So now it needs a closure. So what are you going to do, Jez? I could do an eyelet, couldn't I? That's probably the simplest thing. Do an eyelet. So I'm going to poke a hole. It's left with leather. Ed has lost so much weight. Stones. 2.5, possibly even 3 stone. And nothing fits him. And I keep having to put another hole in his leather belt. There we go. So eyeballing that for the centre. Let's get a nice eyelet. I love you. Going to fall on the floor. I feel it. I feel that that's going to go on the floor. There we go. Let's give it a. There we go. And then we'll just put a bit of ribbon or something in there. What have I got that I can put in there? Maybe I'll just put some twine, Jez, that you've got here. Right. Let me do. So around that, like that. Oh yeah, like that. Like that. And then you can tie in a bow. Yeah. Right, so got a big bit. Got to find the centre point. Put that in there. So that's now like that. Now split that now. Go under there. Split it round. Tie a bow. Wasn't quite how I was imagining I was doing it, but you know, it will do. There we are. So that is a nice little folio, and you could decorate further with other things. I've got all sorts of bibs and bobs still sitting around my desk that could decorate. This is from my document kit, so I could decorate further with different things. If I wanted to, but I am just leaving it like that for now, because that is enough brain power for me at the moment. I don't want to push myself to overdo it and have it explode. So there we go, nice little project. I am working on a longer project, but yeah, just little bits like that is what I'm managing. So there we go, we just untie it and unloop, and you've got a nice little folio with lots of things in there for writing things, journaling, memories. Pop other things in there too. There's lots of space in here for putting other things. It would be lovely if you downloaded it and made some and sort of decorated it in different ways and shared it with me. I do have a Facebook group. It's not that I'm not that active in it at the moment because life's bleh. It's not, we're trying not to make it bleh, but we're yeah, what time I have, I've been doing other things. So yeah, if you want to join that, there'll be a link down below to my Facebook group, and start sharing things. It'd be great. You can share video links as well if you've made projects, they'd be great. So yeah, I will link down below to my Ko-fi page where you can grab this. Now the other way I was going to do it is having one going round that way, one going round that way, then we come together and make a bow. So yeah, this will be a freebie. So there we are. That is that's my little Friday freebie folio, which is a bit of a mouthful. The 3 F's, Friday freebie folio. Okay, see you all again soon, and take care of yourselves. Bye for now.